Fox News alert. A Biden judge is blocking Trump from deporting the Boulder terrorist family. The terrorist is an illegal alien. His whole family's illegal. He's getting deported. I thought Democrats didn't want to separate families. And you mean to tell me the family didn't notice their dad building a homemade flamethrower in his garage? He plotted the attack for a year. Hey, Dad, what's with all the Molotov cocktails and swastikas in the kitchen? Here we go again. They're going to start calling him Colorado Dad. Watch. Trump should fly the family to Egypt anyway and make Democrats go to Cairo and have cocktails with them, the good kinds. Democrats don't protect bad hombres because of love. They just want to import an underclass so they can wipe their...
If we don't have avenues for people to come here legally to work or to build a home here, I'm going to be really crude right now. We're not going to have anybody around to wipe our asses because we don't have enough people in our country now to fill the jobs that we have right now.
Founder of Public News, Michael Shellenberger, is here. All right, Mike, I know you're laughing at that crazy Vermont lady. I mean, what was she saying?
I mean, yeah, masks off, right? I mean, it is amazing to see Democrats defend the use of illegal labor that drives down the salaries of working Americans. I mean, these were folks for decades that were telling us that the market is everything and that there's the iron law of supply and demand. And then they told us that, no, we can import large numbers of unskilled workers and it will have no effect on wages. And then they finally reveal, well, we really want them as our servant underclass. I think it really speaks to the moment. I think we're just starting to see what's really... It was a hollow log. I mean, it was just, there was nothing there. So when the Democrats were defeated politically, people could see that this was an anti-civilization agenda. That's why they're constantly on the side of defending crime and criminals.
Now, if you were the son or daughter of a guy who was planning a terrorist attack for a year and you're living in a small house, would you notice maybe your father making Molotov cocktails, hating Jews, and building a flamethrower? I mean, what?
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't know about that particular case. I mean, you know, people are glued to their phones. I will say that I think we need to uphold the rule that we're not responsible for the sins of our parents or our grandparents or anybody who came before us. So I don't know the exact circumstances of it, but
okay, yes, I agree with that. But they're also illegal immigrants. They're also illegal immigrants, and if your dad is burning Jews with Molotov cocktails and you're an illegal immigrant, I just don't understand why you can't get shipped back home. What about these people interfering with these ICE raids? Do you think that's helpful? I mean, it's not even an ICE raid. One of them was a drug bust.
Yeah, I mean, what comes out of it is you just see all these episodes where, you see this kind of behaviors where the left has been defending things in the name of compassion, but then when the reasons change, they're still defending law breaking. And you realize just how much of the agenda for the left had become demanding the non-enforcement of the law against a group of people who have been defined as victims, but not to reduce suffering or to be compassionate, but just to unmake civilization, just to create the kind of disorder, because that has been what the left has done over the radicalization of the left has meant that it looks at every single foundation and fence that's essential for maintaining civilization and attacked that out of the idea that Western civilization is uniquely evil and needs to be overturned.
And when they overturn it and use their ideas, we've seen those ideas. Don't they see that the ideas they're replacing Western civilization with don't work?
I mean, these are luxury beliefs. I mean, here I'm at the epicenter of it here in the Berkeley Hills. My neighbors have Black Lives Matter signs up, but they don't deal with the consequences of living in a high crime neighborhood. When they call 9/11, they expect the police to arrive within, 30 seconds to a minute. They won't want any delays. So they're imposing the anarcho-tyranny on the people around them, but they don't want to suffer the consequences of themselves, and they live in a bubble, so they don't even really appreciate it. They side with the people advocating against the structures of civilization rather than the people demanding that they be enforced.
The San Francisco bubble. Go pop it for me, Mike. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.